Welcome to the kingdom. I'm Chris, and this is Good Enough Gaming. Hello everyone, and welcome to this second unscripted video looking at the Age of Sigmar Battleforces. Apparently they came out yesterday, and I didn't even notice when I was making the previous video on the 40k ones. So let's do a little quick look over here and see what we got. My first thing I noticed is only 4 instead of 6. So obviously they're not putting as much effort, I guess is the right word. They're not selling as many. I also am a little surprised that there's nothing for the Sigmarines. We got 1 of Order, 1 of Chaos, and then 2 from Death, which is a bit surprising. But the Golden Boys aren't here, so that's a bit surprising. But let's take a look at the ones that are here. So the first one, we've got Lizardmen. I've always liked the look of the Lizardmen. I think they're really cool. Even as far back as when I started playing Fantasy, I always thought the Lizard Army looked really, really good. And nothing's changed, from the Skinks all the way up to the Croxigors. And this looks like a pretty decent list here. You've got Skirmish Infantry, you got Battle Line Infantry, you got the big Croxigors, you got some Flyers, Cavalry, and you even got a Slann Priest. I mean, this is definitely a decent starter army. So yeah, if you're looking to start your Lizardmen, I think you've just found the right box set to begin with. Plus, I always thought it was cool with Lizardmen, you really can't go wrong with the paint scheme. You can paint them however the heck you want, and they'll still look good. They're kind of like painting demons, so nice job on this one. I think it looks good. Next, Ossiarch Bone Reapers. This is another army I've thought has a beautiful aesthetic, and playing it the other side of the undead, I've always liked how you can take some elements of this, like the Morghasts over there. But I think this also looks like a beautiful starter army. 2 units of troops, you got a hero, cavalry, heavy monsters, and then a big boy over there in the very back. So I don't know if you would need this to add on to an existing collection, but this would be a kind of box set that would tempt me to start playing Bone Reapers. Because this alone here, I'm not certain on the points, but I imagine this could probably get you to, oh, I don't know, 500, 750, maybe if you could... I haven't taken a look at the points in a while. Maybe you could get it to 1,000, but either way, this would be a great set to start with. So impressive one here too. Then we got Chaos here, and I think I'm starting to see a theme. Character, 2 units of infantry, cavalry, big monsters. It seems to work. What I'm surprised in is why wasn't that same pattern followed over with the 40k ones? But I mean, it's 2 games, you can't compare them that strictly. But I think this looks pretty good. You have another box where you can get the Chaos Knights. I know for a long time one of the biggest complaints of Chaos players was the only way to get the new Chaos Knights was to buy a Start Collecting box. I don't know if that's still the case, but here it looks like a really good way to start off into your Chaos army, or add on to, I would say. And then the last one here, oh look at that. There we have again, big character, 2 units of infantry, some flyers, and some cavalry. So I think that's the plan that we went for in this one. Playing a death army like this one, I would definitely consider this, because Blood Knights are always cool, especially with those new sculpts. I don't have the bats or that character in the middle, although to be honest, I was never a huge fan of the sculpt. I get the aesthetic they were going for, but it just didn't get me as much as the old vampire lord on a zombie dragon. But I love the new skeletons, the armored skeletons that first came out with Cursed City. So this would also be a fantastic box set to purchase to get into collecting the army. Or if you already have one, I mean, you can always use more skeletons and knights. And you can, if you already have the centerpiece model there, it has an alternate build. You could build the other one. So overall, I'm thinking they did a much better job putting together the Battleforces for Sigmar than they did for 40k. I mean, these actually look like thought was put into creating a starter army, whereas 40k, it seemed more like, how do we bundle a big item with a bunch of little stuff to kind of justify it as a full army? I don't know, I could be wrong. So, nice and short, but tell me what you think. For those of you who play Sigmar, are any of these tempting you to start a new army? For those of you who don't play Sigmar, would this tempt you to get into it? And for those who already have one, which of these do you think would make a great addition to an existing collection rather than your first foray? So while the 40k ones, they were good enough, I think these ones go a step better than that. Alright, I will see you next time.